What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 59 of A to Z Sports Talk. I'm AJ here with my co host, Zach. We're back once again with another crazy busy episode in the sports world. Zach, you doing all right? You glad to be here?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Signed up for a 5K tomorrow. Signed up for that a couple weeks ago, but I don't have to run. I can walk.
Okay.
I
Okay.
at first thought I had to run. I really just signed up because got 2 free t-shirts, so pumped about that.
Yes, sir.
And it's through work, but yeah, it should be good.
What if you had to run? What if you were forced to run?
I
Could you
could
do
do
it?
it.
Yes, sir. What
I'm not
time?
like it's not like I can't move. Like I can run. I'd gut it out.
Yeah. What time you thinking you're gonna get on that if you run
If I run it, I'm not running it, so I don't know. Uh,
it?
I ran a 5K the past 2 years over Thanksgiving. I think I got under 25 minutes for each of those.
That's pretty good.
I'd for sure be over 25 minutes. I'd be under 30 minutes for sure, but
So are
over
you more
25.
are you more of a distance guy than a sprint?
Yeah, I'm not fast at all.
I am, yeah, I'm the same way. I'm the same way. Um, but today we have MLB playoffs to talk about. It is down to four teams, which last episode we talked how we were like, oh, the Guardians, because I think we just assumed they were going to make it. That changed in the American League. NHL games, we have a few games that I want to go over a little bit as well. Some teams that have underperformed so far, and some teams that have performed very well. NBA had their opening night. We have our college football week eight preview and game picks for the ranked teams, and we have our NFL Week 7 preview and game picks, as well as three fantasy guys that are going to do really well, and three fantasy guys that are gonna stink it up this week. But do you want to get us going with your Did You See It?
Yeah, I got quite a few. As a lot of people know, if you watch baseball, Bob Costas and Ron Darling were did the New York Yankees and Guardians game. And not a lot of people like Bob Costas.
I love them.
Just for let me just read some of these memes.
Mm-hmm.
Just completely, it's just so funny. Um, so I'll read probably 3 of them. So this is Bob Costas talking. Class A will finish the game. Just like the sand slips through the hourglass on a season, so too does this occur in the endeavor that we call life. This is not just the winter of the Guardian season, but also humanity. Ron Darling, that last pitch was a cutter. Another one, Bob Costas. We're here in Cleveland, where the slight autumn chill in the air is a bleak reminder of the chilling fact that each day we are all spiraling towards the unavoidable conclusion we call death. Ron Darling. I think he goes fastball here. Okay, there's another one. There's one he actually said like, okay, this is the one I think that he actually said on air. They show a baby on screen, and Bob Costa says, the mind's still developing. She does not know all her life leads to the inevitable arrival of death. Batter looks at strike 3. Unless we too are seated at the right hand. Ron Darling went back to the cutter on 2-2. Okay, this is the last one. As the rank continues to fall, the potential for delay threatens a do or die moment, as it did for those brave souls who stormed the beaches of Normandy in 1944. One has to wonder how many may have been in attendance tonight. Rob Darling. Yankees have the shift on. Or Ron Darling, not Rob. This guy misspelled
Yeah,
it. Idiot.
yeah.
Idiot tweeter.
That's actually hilarious, bro. I saw the one where he called. I was watching it live. He called Shane Bieber Justin Bieber, and did you? I thought you probably saw that, didn't you?
Was it when they I probably didn't know.
No.
I didn't see it on anything. Or
Yeah.
actually, no,
So
I
he.
did. I did. I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah. Yeah. So he called Shane Justin Bieber, and then within like 10 seconds, he realized what he had done, and they kind of laughed about it. And already thought it was funny. And then Lauren Shahadi, the field reporter, said, "I'll let it slide." She comes out of nowhere. She's like, "I'll let it slide if you can name one Justin Bieber song." And he was like, he started yummy baby. He started like listing off every Justin Bieber song, and Lauren Shahadi was like, I mean, I was dying laughing. Because Bob, I think he's one of the best of all time. I think he's absolutely amazing.
Yeah. Um, yeah, so I got some other did you see it? So there was a Eagles fan, just a random fan who just was running with the team when they entered entered onto the field. It was hilarious. He's like waving his towel, like running with them. And this one guy like quote tweeted it and said, "Don't blame him for trying. They let Jalen Rieger do this for 2 years and no one stopped him."
Oh, that's
And
brutal.
that was hilarious. And then I guess I'll do this. Did you see it as I'm watching it right now? But Austin and Aaron Nola have this is their second time facing off in the game today, but two brothers facing off in the NLCS. Pretty sweet. Aaron Nola obviously plays for the Phillies pitcher, and then Austin is playing for the Padres. And Aaron Nola got him to ground out the first at bat. I'll keep you guys updated on what happened
Yeah.
in this at bat. But
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I have to look it up to see if that's ever happened before.
it's happened before. They've showed it. They showed a graphic, but it hasn't been since the Alamar brothers in like the 90s.
Gotcha.
They
Wow.
faced each other last year, but it's been a while since the postseason. And then
Yeah.
my last, did you see it? If Nola pitches it, ooh, swing and a miss. It was this tweet, and it said, "Throwback to when Jameis Winston stole home on Max Fried while Carlos Correa was up to bat during the 2011 Perfect Game All-American Classic."
I forgot he played baseball.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Dang. That's actually wild. My did you see it? I got some hockey news. So I saw this and this blew my mind. There's a player named Connor Bedard, and he's the number 1 prospect going into next season. I think he might still be 17 years old. He may have turned 18, but he's supposed to be the closest thing hype wise, kind of like Victor Wembanyama is compared to like a LeBron hype. Connor Bedard is like that with Connor McDavid hype. So he's in the WHL right now, which is a professional league in the western side of Canada, and he's playing with guys a couple of his age, but a lot of guys are 20 to 23, 24, 25, and he's 17, 18 years old. Huge age gap. And his first 10 games, he has 9 goals and 10 assists. So 19 points in 10 games, which is ridiculous. But he has 140 shots, 70 shots on goal, and the highlight reel is just enough for like a whole season. Even shots that he's not making. The fact that he has 140 shots taken, that dude's just firing the puck. I mean, for those of you that don't know, that is a lot.
You got to hit
a lot.
off of him.
Cut brother off brother hit.
Yeah, and he drove in a run. It was a single, but the guy scored from first. That was actually kind of crazy.
Is it
Continue.
1-0?
It's 4-3.
Oh, dang. Dang. It was an early start. I saw like a notification of it earlier. But no, Connor Bedard is the real deal. And I think he's going to be absolutely insane. So keep an eye on him, everybody.
I will
He'll be
have to
the
say,
first pick next year.
you said he has 9 goals, 70 shots on goal, and he shot like 140 times.
Yeah.
That's a very bad like success rate.
It is a low percentage. It is a low percentage. And I don't know actually how that is in hockey. I mean, if we looked at like a basketball percentage or something, that's awful.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to know, because I know a lot of guys like Vladdy. Vladdy shoots 5, 6, 7 times a game, and sometimes doesn't score. So yeah, I think the fact that people are saying he's putting these type of shots on net at that age and having almost double the points in games played against all these grown men is pretty remarkable. But you were talking baseball and how you have that game on in the background right now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start in the ALDS with what just happened. The Yankees eliminated the Guardians in Game 5, 5-1. Judge hit a homer, Stanton hit a homer, and they they continued to mock Josh Naylor after that one, which is kind. I mean, it's a tremendous troll job by them. Crazy.
Josh Naylor was in an interview and he said he loves it.
He's a crazy guy. Like, we don't see him a lot, but I've seen some clips of him just throughout the season, bashing his helmet against stuff. I mean, he's the energy guy for sure. But I mean, with the Yankees, I mean, I personally I didn't think they had a chance after Game 3. I thought the Guardians had it locked up.
I yeah, I thought the Guardians were gonna win it too, but this was the Guardians' weakness was hitting because they only have a couple guys you can hit, and then you get to the end of their order and you got Miles Straw and Austin Hedges, who
Yeah,
hell,
it's
I think I
awful.
could go and make contact more than both of them.
Yeah, I mean they're a lot like the Mariners in that sense, where the
Hmm.
Mariners their pitching carried them all year, even to an 18 inning game against the Astros where they literally could not score. But looking onto the ALCS, which does that begin tonight or tomorrow?
It's tonight.
Tonight on Wednesday night. Um, how are you thinking about this Yankees Astros series? How do you think it's going to play out?
I think the Astros are gonna win. They just have they're so deep pitching wise. Even if they don't hit that good, which they didn't hit great in the Mariners series, they still won. And the Yankees may have a little just be feeling it still a little bit from
Mm-hmm.
winning last night because they still like celebrated in the locker room, which yeah, you made it to ALCS, but you've been there a bunch and you can
Yeah.
never get out of it. So, but it is good to like win that division series. But because of the rain day, I don't know if I would have been out at a couple beers. I don't know if I'd be like slamming them, you know?
Do you think the 18 inning game will hurt the Astros at all? I know they had a couple
No,
days off. You don't think
not
it'll
at
have any
all.
any effect?
They have like six pitchers who starting pitchers who are all good.
Yeah, very true. My couple keys of this series going into it, you already mentioned it, pitching, absolutely huge. I think the Astros definitely have the advantage there. I love their bullpen over the Yankees. I like their starting rotation over the Yankees. The other thing is, I want to watch everybody other than Aaron Judge and Yordan Alvarez. That's the huge key for me
Mhm.
because I think the Astros are a deeper lineup if you count Altuve, Bregman, Kyle Tucker, Jeremy Pena has been great. Other guys as well, but the Yankees are really Judge focused, and so they're going to need a huge series from Stanton or Donaldson or both. And Bader's been phenomenal for them.
Of
Um,
course.
I was at Missouri Baptist today talking to a baseball player. He's from I guess he's from Florida, but he grew up in New York, and he's a huge Yankees fan. And we were just literally I barely met this guy, and we talked for about an hour and a half about everything that happened this year in baseball. It was absolutely a phenomenal conversation. But hearing how he was questioning why Carpenter's not even in the lineup right now, and I guess he's on the roster for pinch hit situations, but I guess he can't play a whole game with that foot injury. That's the only thing I can think
Also,
of.
even if he didn't have his hurt foot, he sucks at defense.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I mean, then you would have to. I mean, what's up with Benintendi too? Benintendi's been out, I guess,
He may be hurt. I don't know.
because yeah, they're gonna need more than Judge. And also, I want to mention, I brought it up to him. How does he feel about Judge batting leadoff? Because recently, Alex Rodriguez mentioned, and this is like one of the
Oh, I
rare
think it's
times.
stupid,
Yeah,
personally.
I agree. This is one of those rare times I agree with A Rod, but I think Judge and like I mean, you and I are traditional guys. Maybe even I'm okay even with the 2 spot, but I prefer the 3 for him.
What even is their lineup usually like? I guess I could look.
You
Let me
can
look.
double check it, but I mean it's Judge and then I guess Stanton's in the 3 hole or Rizzo's in the 3 hole maybe. But
So,
the theory behind it is they want Judge, for example, or Kyle Schwarber. They want their big power guy to get the most at bats possible in a game. But my thing with that, and I know you agree with me on this, is that I'd rather have guys on base ahead of him
yeah.
that he can mash home.
They had him bat
So
second last night, and he went 2 for 4. So surprise, surprise. And then
yeah,
Rizzo, who was behind him, went 1 for 3. Stanton 1 for 4. Donaldson 1 for 4. Hey, they listened.
yeah. And then in the NLCS, you mentioned it right now. Game 2 is
It's
happening
tied now. Soto hit
currently.
a single. It's 4-4, bottom of the fifth, 1-2 count. Machado's up, runners on second and third. Philly
So
got
it's
up to a lead 4-0. We can just talk about this game right now because I've
yeah,
actually watched it.
yeah.
Um, just hitting the softest contact possible off of Snell, and then Soto getting the sun in his eyes, dropping a ball, which brought in a run. Which like you just got to go blind and try to catch it. Like they'd be winning right now. And then there was
Yeah.
another one that was like literally every hit they had was just super weak contact. And then they hit one to left field, which I thought Jorgensen Profile could have ran in and got, but he stopped up and let it drop, and they scored another run. They scored 4 in that inning. But then that next inning, Brandon Drury hit a home run, and then Josh Bell hit a home run back to back. And then this inning, they both Nola drove in Kim on a single where Kim scored from first because he's a speedster, and then Soto drove in Nola, and then they just took out Aaron Nola.
Well, even though you said there wasn't hard contact, it's already a 16 times as much scoring that was happening in game one. Game one was a pitching duel.
Of hard contact, Kyle Schwarber, Jesus.
Monster bomb.
The longest home run ever at Petco, which is at like sea level.
Yeah.
I was listening to a podcast and like, imagine if he hit that in Denver. He hit it like 120 miles per hour too.
Yeah, and it went like 483. That thing's going 540 in Colorado. But no, the Phillies won game 1, 2-0. The Phillies had 3 hits, including the Schwarber homer, the Bryce Harper homer. Zach Wheeler was dealing 7 innings, 1 hit, no runs, 8 strikeouts. Padres had 1 hit all night. It was a Will Myers single, I believe. And then Darvish had 7 innings, 2 runs. Thing is, Darvish pitched pretty well. He just gave up those 2 homers. So kind of a tough loss for the Padres, but that's how the Phillies are winning right now. Is they're hitting the long ball, and they have Nola and Wheeler just carrying them on their staff.
Right now, the Padre fans should be feeling good as they're being able to hit Nola.
Yeah.
Wheeler's probably going to pitch maybe once or twice more, depending. He'll probably pitch game 7 if they get there, or like he'll go on short rest. But
yeah,
he can. That's only 3 wins, so you face the other guy, you can get 4
for sure. Yeah, so I'm very excited for this ALCS matchup. It's 2 big, powerful teams that I feel like we see there every single year.
Yeah.
And the Astros have owned them, but definitely fun to watch.
Excited to see Verlander pitch tonight to see how he bounces back.
Yeah.
Garrett Cole pitch again. Yeah, the Astros pitching depth just blows the Yankees out of the water.
Completely agree. I think that's the game changer, and I think their lineup's deeper.
And Jameson Taillon is pitching for the Yankees tonight, so I'm going Astros.
Yeah, same here. And then in the next, I mean, obviously, we'll keep you guys every episode updated on the championship series in both leagues. But in the next week or 2, maybe we wait just till the World Series is done. I want to do our Cardinals. I think by that time we'll be calmed down from how we left the postseason.
Oh, I'm calmed down. I've accepted
it. we can talk about postseason or off-season moves, as well as like grades that we give players from this year and stuff like that. But let's get it rolling with some NHL. The Blues play tonight on Wednesday night versus the Kraken. We're going to be posting this on Friday morning, so everything that happens on Thursday we won't be having in this episode, but everything before that we have. But I just want to go over a couple teams here and a couple games, I guess, that caught my eye this week. The Kings are 3-2-0 to start the year. 5 of their 6 games are decided by 1 goal. I thought that was interesting. Very close games in LA. The Philadelphia Flyers, who was my pick for probably the worst team in hockey this year, are 3-0 to start the season. Carter Hart, their goalie, has been amazing with the goals against average under 2. The Red Wings are 2-0-1. I keep calling them the Blues 2.0. And my thing with I only put them down because it's honestly insane watching some of those guys. They have Perron on the line. They have Sonny. They have Wallman. Husso's been their starting goaltender. They have Robbie Fabry from the championship run. He's hurt right now. They have somebody else. But they have like 5-6 guys in their actual rotation of their lineup that are Blues players. It's just like so odd. The Panthers are 2-1-0, and a lot of people are saying this. I was thinking this, and then I saw a lot of people say it, and I was like, yeah, I have to talk about this. They were the team with the Flames in the offseason that were making those big moves, losing Huberdeau, losing Mackenzie Weegar, They brought in Matthew Kachuk, but they are visibly worse without Huberdeau and Uyghur, like visibly worse. So again, it's like 3 games into the season, so we'll see how the rest of the season plays out. But definitely keep an eye on that because Huberdeau and I hate to say it, but Nazem Kadri in Calgary right now, literally lights out hockey. There's a couple teams still undefeated as we wrap up this first week of the season. The Carolina Hurricane are undefeated. The Flyers are undefeated, like I mentioned. The Dallas Stars are undefeated. The Blues are undefeated with our 1 game. Let's go. And then the Flames are undefeated. I also was looking at, speaking of the Blues playing 1 game.
Yeah, everyone's played like 3.
Yes, everybody has at least played 3. Some teams have played 5, and we've played 1. So that tells me one thing. I haven't looked ahead in our schedule yet. We do play tonight, and then I think we have 3 days off, and then we play, or 2 days off. We play Saturday. So there's going to be some stretch here where we have like back-to-back day off, back-to-back day off, just to try to catch up these games. I don't know why that is. There are a couple winless teams also. The Sharks are 0-3, I believe, or 0-4 maybe. The Canucks are 0-3, and the Wild are 0-3. Which the Wild being 0-3 to start the season, kind of a shocker because they were supposed to be. Obviously, they were a powerhouse last year. Could very easily have beaten us in the postseason. So definitely keep an eye on that. But we will have more NHL. Just wanted to kind of give a rundown. I know there is hockey fans that listen to this. So I kind of want to give a rundown of what's going down. Also a shorter hockey segment because there's no Blues actual game to talk about because we're not playing anytime soon.
You're feeling the hockey, getting in the hockey mood.
I'm very So
wearing a stocking hat with a short sleeve shirt indoors.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Yes, sir. So on Hulu, I guess there's some agreement with the NHL and Hulu. An ESPN Plus on Hulu. Every single game is on there. And when I say every game, if you have Hulu out there, every game every night is on there. So I got a couple TVs here, and the other night I think it was Monday
Do you have to
night.
have live TV with it?
I don't think so because I don't think we have a live TV on Hulu. That's not what we use as our main TV source. We got it literally just because my dad's a hockey fan, I'm a hockey fan, and we want to watch a lot of hockey. So, So I think it was Monday night. I had the Chargers Broncos game, which we'll get to that. I had that on my phone, and then I turned on 2 hockey games and was paying attention to that. Man, it's fun. Holy cow, it's fun. I'm glad it's back. Also, I'm glad NBA is back. How about that transition, Zach? Is that smooth or what?
I will say one more thing on hockey to ruin your transition.
Yeah.
Just because I guess I'll try out Bally Sports, see if that app works, see if the voices hook up with. Honestly, I don't even know if it will work because MLB it didn't work because I'd watch it for 1 game and then I'd get back on and it just would load. So Bally Sports, with all due respect, your app sucks. So hopefully the Hulu thing works.
Yeah. So yeah, you'll especially being in Florida, do you have Hulu?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I will say my student account is running out because I got the Spotify Hulu combo when I was a freshman in college.
Mm-hmm.
And I got an email from Spotify a couple weeks ago saying your student account's running out. I'm like, oh crap.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I think it's great. I don't see the Blues games on there, but I'm also not looking for it because I'm watching them on normal TV. But I'm sure they're on there because every single game is. And it's amazing. But on Tuesday night, which was last night when we're filming this here, the NBA had their opening night, and I watched the majority of both games. I thought they were pretty good games. Get out of here. I thought they were really good games, honestly. The Celtics defeated the Sixers 126-117. Get some of these stat lines. Because honestly, I know you bring up defense a lot. In this first game, I thought defense was really good. And people were making some tough shots. But you also, when I list these guys off, you're going to realize these are some of the best offensive players that have ever lived. Jason Tatum, he was on our Instagram story. I started doing this thing where I do NHL player of the night and NBA player of the night. And Tatum was my NBA player of the night. 35 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists, 13 for 20 from the field. And it seemed fitting. We're kind of I mean, we're technically a St. Louis podcast.
Yeah, Tatum's our boy.
Seemed fitting to have him to start us off there. Jaylen Brown, 35 points, 14 of 24 from the field. And then on the Sixers side, Embiid with 26 and 15 rebounds, 9 for 18 from the field. But I'll get to him in a second. Harden, I thought Harden
San
was
Diego just took the lead.
I thought Harden was their best player of the night. And he had 35 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, 9 of
He's
14
looking good
from the field. He looked lean.
Shot good percentage too.
Yeah, he shot very, very high percentage, 5 for 9 from 3. There was a couple huge difference makers in this game that I wrote down.
Harrell is on the Sixers now.
Yep. Yeah, doesn't get a lot of PT.
Their
but yeah,
bench looks good, but they didn't play good.
that's literally what I was about to say. So I think throughout the season, their bench depth is actually a lot better than what it was last year. Along with that,
really good. DeAndre Melton's good.
Yeah.
George Niang, it's decent. Montrezl Harrell can pop off every once in a while. Matisse Thybulle, defender.
Mm-hmm.
House, shooter three.
PJ Tucker should be in there too.
Didn't even play Shake Milton.
Did PJ start actually?
Yeah, he did. He played. He played 33 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess not a lot of them played too many minutes.
But I mean, Tobias Harris, severely underrated. Tyrese Maxey on the up and up like no other right now. But there were two things that stood out to me that were difference makers in this game because it was back and forth until the fourth quarter. The bench, like you mentioned, I think throughout the season the Sixers bench is actually going to be pretty good. But they had only 11 points last night. Malcolm Brogdon alone had 16 off the bench, 7 or 11 from the field.
Why the hell is he not starting?
I thought about that. I know. I thought about that.
He's better
as
I
was watching that.
Derek White and Marcus Smart.
Unless they want somebody that just runs the offense off the bench. It worked last night, but it's oh man, there I go again.
I know it. I accidentally made my thing.
That's
big.
awesome. But no, I think I agree. I think he should be in the starting lineup.
7-4 San Diego now.
Dang, they're pulling away. There's a couple things though as well. For the Celtics, lack of rim protection is a worry for me. Robert Williams is out until the second half of the season, and Al Horford is their center. He's not a rim protector at all. He's a good defender, but I wouldn't say he's a rim protector. Big, strong body though, but he got in foul trouble early, and then they went to Noah Vonleh, who actually, honestly, he played very well last night. I'm not going to lie, against Embiid. But I think throughout the year, you could see where that could become a problem when your backup bigs are Blake Griffin and Noah Vonleh. You might have a lot of defensive problems on that end. Luckily, there's not any, besides Jokic and Embiid, there's not like big dominant centers now, especially scoring wise. And then also, I think a huge thing that hurt the Sixers, which this is why I'm worried about them this year, is yes, they put up 117 points, but they play the game so slow, and they are the most ISO heavy team in the league because it's Harden bringing it down and dribble. And or either go to Embiid in like the mid posts and let him on the elbow and him create. So I think that might hurt them in the end. That's what hurt them last night. Is the Celtics were getting it in transition off turnovers and creating stuff. But overall, thought that was a great game. The other game
Danilo Gallinari, is he hurt?
He is.
I didn't realize he was on the Celtics. That is a sneaky good pickup.
Yes, I think he's out for the year. Actually, he tore something in his knee. So that's sneaky.
I love Danilo Gallinari. He has a 40-point game once a year.
Yeah.
I'm assuming Peyton. Dang, the Celtics are actually kind of deep too, except for their big guys.
You add Robert Williams in that mix.
They have Justin Jackson who played at North Carolina who can shoot it. Cabangeli played at Florida State. He just has a sweet name.
The other game that night was the Warriors-Lakers, and I going into this, I thought the Lakers. I thought just like you, I thought they were going to get blown out. And you look at the final score, and it is a blowout. They had it within 7 at half though, and then it was one of those things in the fourth quarter kind of got away, and then I was texting one of my buddies. I'm like, when it was close, I'm like, we're not winning this game. I'm waiting for one of those Curry runs, and it happened. Curry just drilling stuff, and it's just like literally tears your heart out more than any other player I've ever seen in my life.
Wait, say that again.
Curry just ripping your heart out. Just
Beast.
He every game, him, Clay, Jordan Poole, they hit this run, in like the third or fourth quarter when the game's close, and it just kills you. And I've seen so much of it over the years because obviously LeBron and the Cavs against them in the finals and stuff. But yeah, so Curry, honestly, I didn't think he had that great of a game until the second half. Then he got it rolling, got really hot. 33 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds, 10 for 22 from the field, 4 for 13 from three. The other guy I marked down was actually Andrew Wiggins, 20 points, 4 assists, 6 rebounds, 8 for 14 from the field, and 4 for 7 from three. And then on the Lakers side, I thought if I could give Bron a grade, I'd give him a B. But his numbers were phenomenal. 31, 14, and 8. AD, I thought was really good. 27 points, 10 for 22. And I thought Russ was phenomenal, personally. 19 points, 7 for 12 from the field. I think he had 11 rebounds as well. Very efficient. I thought he was great. The biggest difference in this entire game, without a doubt, kind of like the Sixers Celtics, is bench. The Warriors bench with 41 points, and then the Lakers bench with 21 total. It might have been 21 without Kendrick Nunn, if I did that right. Or maybe it was even with Kendrick Nunn. Kendrick Nunn had a good game.
13.
Yeah, so I think it's even including him. Is that correct?
21? No, they had, doing quick math, 6, 19.
Okay.
24 points.
Okay. Including Kendrick?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not including him, they had 11.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's rough. And then, I mean,
but also, if you think about it, I think the Lakers and Sixers play more the same style, more like ISO.
Slow.
I'd give it to like the big, like when the Warriors, they pass the ball around and or like if you have an open shot, take it.
It's a good point. I thought the games were very similar. One bench was better than the other bench, and then one team moved it in transition really well. One team slowed it down, and so honestly, as a I know you're going to make fun of me for saying I'm a Lakers fan, but as a LeBron fan following the Lakers here, I honestly was pleased, with the first game. I thought they were 10 for 40 from three, and there's a lot of bad things that happened, but there was a lot of good that happened too, which they already look much younger than last year. Holy cow.
10 for 40 for three. That's what I'm saying. If you can't shoot threes, which if you look at the roster, no one can really shoot threes, then go in the paint.
Yeah. The thing is,
then maybe you'll make the play-in instead of not making the playoffs.
Yeah. LeBron actually mentioned it in the post game. We're not built with 3-point shooters. And he mentioned, I think it's one of those
10 3-point shots.
Yeah, he took 10. They did. I think he mentioned himself how I think they were giving us those shots because there was a lot of open shots that just did not fall. And I was texting one of my Lakers friends.
Take a guess, LeBron, why they're leaving you guys open. You guys can't shoot.
No, that's gonna be the big thing. And if you could somehow get like a Buddy Hield, I think that's a game changer. You're a Buddy fan, aren't you?
Yeah, like Buddy won't like him when he goes to the Lakers though. No, I love Buddy Hield. He is my favorite player on 2K. I have his shot down.
Yes, sir.
So good.
I loved him in college.
Oh, same.
But tonight, Wednesday night is kind of like technically the true opening night. Everybody's pretty much playing tonight besides those teams that played last night. So I'm gonna find the Raptors game and turn that on after we get wrapped up here because I'm excited.
There's a couple players on the Warriors I didn't realize they had. One, JaMychal Green, who's super good power forward, and Dante DiVincenzo, good defender and good player.
They both had a huge impact last night.
I completely forgot about the Warriors when you said who's your NBA Finals predictor. Low-key, I think the Warriors are going to repeat.
Yeah?
Yeah, easy. If James Wiseman starts getting like into the groove too, and not to mention they have Moses Moody and Jonathan Kuminga who haven't played that much and are still young and are super talented. So
yeah,
they're winning it all.
Jordan Poole was my 6th man of the year pick. It's a very good team.
Oh, and they share the ball like looking at their like the percentages of the people on the bench. Oh, honestly, I like watching the Warriors and NBA because they actually move the ball and play like not ISO ball.
I was about to say it's going to make you want to watch some NBA basketball. So that's always a plus.
Yeah, I'll watch the TNT crew. That should be our NBA news.
They're
extended.
Awesome, they're awesome.
Extended their contracts.
We have 2 segments left though. Let's get some college football and NFL. Again, I was at work last night writing down every single one of these games just to try to kill time, and my notes look very, very aesthetically pleasing.
Oh, I have a lot of notes too.
Looking at it right now. So let's get to get through some ranked games here. Iowa at Ohio State. Ohio State by
Ohio State.
a lot.
Yeah,
No,
I wrote down notes, like, but I left off some ranked teams because they played like nobodies.
yeah, yeah, like UT Martin versus Tennessee.
Hangover game, UT
Did you?
Martin, upset alert.
That'd be wild. Here you go, Zach. Right off the bat, it's usually one of the last ones we talk about. But number 14, Syracuse at number 5, Clemson. I will go with Clemson this week, but I did mark a couple ones that I thought was going to be close, and I think it'll be close.
It's homecoming weekend. I do hate that it's at noon game, but hey, we're prepared.
Mm-hmm.
The last time Syracuse came into Clemson was my freshman year, and they hurt Trevor Lawrence. Then Chase Bryce, the GOAT, saved our season with the 4th and 12. And Xavier Thomas, who's still on the team this year, is his 5th-year senior, and he's healthy. Had one of the most beautifulest sacks I've ever seen, the most perfect tackle right by the student section, which iced the game, and it was wild. It was honestly one of like I can count a handful of games that I stayed through to like the complete end, like through my college, and that was one of them because we just blew out people. But I think we're gonna beat them. I really want to see us keep improving. We've improved every single week. DJ's playing unbelievable. Just need our defense to keep performing well. We had to stop Sean Tucker, and I want to see a tweet where he's not pleased with his performance. And we got to stop their quarterback, who's super athletic and pretty good. And we've always played Syracuse tight, and I'm happy it's at home because every time we play at Syracuse, some weird things happen because we always play them on like a Thursday or Friday. But I think we're going to have another good performance. We're going to put it all together, hopefully, and just blow them out like 40-10. That's what I'm hoping. Just murder them.
Yeah. I mean, that would also help your case to move up.
Which I think we should be moved up. That's fine. Everyone sleeps on us. Okay. So the only division
take a breath.
The only division in college football that has 4 ranked teams in it is the Atlantic. I don't even know what we're not the coastal, we're the Atlantic, the other side of the Atlantic. Mm-hmm. North Carolina State, which they're gonna fall out of the rankings because they lost their quarterback. We played them when they had their quarterback. Wake Forest, who still keeps winning, they're at 14, I think, now. And Syracuse, and we're about to beat them all in like a 4-week stretch. So everyone's sleeping on us. Everyone's going crazy about Michigan beating Penn State, and that was their only ranked win so far. But that's fine. Just keep sleeping on us. That's what a Dabo likes. We just kind of fly under the radar. We keep improving, and then we always peak at like the right time. And I'm all in on DJ. He's been playing amazing, and Will Shipley's been playing good. I'm excited. It's at noon.
I mean, it's also we've also mentioned it's a very open year. So it's very possible you can. There's like 6 teams in the mix that could honestly win it all this year, which is great. But number 21, Cincinnati versus SMU. I do have Cincy in this one.
Yeah, Cincinnati.
Yeah,
not a game I will watch.
No, same here. Number 7, Ole Miss at LSU. That's one I am going to actually keep an eye on. I do have Ole Miss in that one, in a close one. It's not a night game at LSU, so it's at like 2:30 Central.
Yeah, it's that afternoon CBS game, I think. Yeah, I think this game could be close. LSU is probably one of the better teams Ole Miss has played so far. I honestly couldn't name a team Ole Miss played. I kind of want to look at their schedule because I feel like they haven't really played too many great teams.
And
but always going to LSU is difficult.
LSU got stomped at home by Tennessee 2 weeks back, I guess.
And then they beat Florida last week by
exactly
like 40 something to 35.
Yeah, I think this one's going to be a closer one.
Okay, so they beat. Okay, so their best one was against Kentucky. They beat them by 3
without Will Levis, right? or was he playing
Or
in
he
that
may have
one?
gotten hurt in the game, but I think he did play.
Okay.
But they beat Auburn last week and they beat him 48-34. I think their big thing is defense is not probably their strongest. Like they can score, but
Yeah.
they do hand off the ball a lot because they have two good running backs. But I like Jackson Dart's played good, but he has thrown some interceptions. So like if a team stops the run, I think that could hurt them. But
Your buddy's a big Ole Miss guy, right?
yeah,
Jonathan.
yeah.
This next game is actually one game that I'm probably gonna watch. I'm trying to think about any other game I'd watch over this one this weekend. Obviously, following Washington now, I follow more Pac-12 teams than I ever thought I would. And so number 9 UCLA at number 10 Oregon is one that I'm really interested in. I do think Oregon pulls this one out, but I think it's very, very close. UCLA has surprised me like crazy. They just got red hot. Their quarterback, what is it? This
DTR.
is yeah, it's the double last name. Thomason or what is it? Thomas
Tom
Robinson or something
or
like that.
DTR Dorian Thomas Robinson probably.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been unreal to watch.
Oregon's been on a tear ever since losing to Georgia. They've really
Yeah.
found the groove, and I think Oregon's going to pull it out just because they're at home. That crowd's going to be crazy, especially because Chip Kelly's returning for the first time. I don't know if it's the first time. Well, not the first time probably because he's been coaching at UCLA for a little bit, but first time since they've been like ranked. So that's going to be a good game, and
Hmm.
it's on at 3:30, not like midnight. So that's good.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I think Oregon's gonna win, but I think it's gonna be close.
I agree. Number 20 Texas at number 11 Oklahoma State, another really good one. I do have Oklahoma State pulling this one out at home. Another one I think could be very close and could go either way.
I'm going Texas. What the hell?
I mean,
They
shoot, they
got
they, they
Quinn
dominated
Ewers,
Oklahoma on the road.
Bijan Robinson. What'd you say?
They dominated Oklahoma on the road. So
It
I
was
could.
neutral site is the Cotton Bowl in Dallas. So
Oh, was it?
AJ
I know. I'm sorry, bro.
shows that you're casual for college football. At the Red River Showdown, you can't say shootout, showdown now.
Yeah,
Played every year at the Cotton Bowl at the Texas State Fair.
gotcha.
It's where the
Well,
Cotton Bowl used to be played.
well,
Now they
now
play
I
it at
know.
Jerry's World.
You learn something new every day.
Like
um,
Mizzou played in the Cotton Bowl and beat Arkansas when they had Darren McFadden and just
yeah,
murdered them. Tony
yeah.
Temple, like 200 yards rushing. Throwback.
Boston College at number 13, Wake Forest. I think Wake wipes them out in this one.
Mm-hmm.
Memphis at number 25, Tulane. I had to do a double check to make sure Memphis wasn't number 25. Yeah, Tulane, number 25. Why not? Tulane.
Yeah, Tulane beat Kansas State earlier this year, so let's go Tulane.
Number 24, Mississippi State at number 6, Bama. You know what? I'm calling Bama in a massive blowout.
Yeah, I can see that for sure.
I could see them being so ticked off with
Or
that loss
Mississippi
last
State.
week.
Hey, they gave up a lot of points to a guy who passes a lot, and Mississippi State has Will Rogers who slings it because they have Mike Leach, the air raid master.
Also,
Also one of the funniest coaches of all time.
Mississippi State could put the final dagger in Bama if they get that
Yeah.
done, which should be interesting. That's a
Yeah.
night game, right? Should be.
Yeah. ESPN,
Okay.
7 o'clock.
Minnesota at number 16, Penn State. So last week, Minnesota visited number 24, Illinois, and you and I both picked Minnesota. And it kind of bit us in the butt there. But I'm going to go, is it butt or bud? It's bud, isn't it?
What?
If the phrase, give me a second. So the phrase bit you in the butt, is it bit you in the butt or bit you in the bud? I think it's bud because it's
I
talking
think
flower.
but
Is it? Okay.
I don't know.
I'll have to look it up. But I do have Penn State at home winning this one.
I think it's gonna be close. Um,
You
if
you and
if
I
it's if
you
it's
and
the
I share
whiteout game, I don't know if they've had their whiteout game yet. They may
yeah.
have, but they are
You
like
and I share a
500 in their
hatred.
whiteout game. So
You and I share a hatred for Penn State.
yeah, don't really know
So
why,
I
but
don't either. I don't either. That's funny that we both we both
um,
think that.
yeah, I'm gonna be rooting for Minnesota while I watch the game.
And then the last game I have here, Number 17, K-State. Kansas State at number 8, TCU. Really good matchup. I have TCU win this one.
TCU. They have had,
Really good year.
if you look at they're kind of their schedule's been very good recently. So in the last 3 games, they beat Oklahoma when they were ranked 18, Kansas ranked 19, Oklahoma State ranked 8th, and now they're going to play Kansas State ranked 17th. Low key, their schedule's like one of the hardest if you look at it, because then next week they play at West Virginia, who's like not good, like not ranked good, but they're like solid. Then Texas Tech, they're like both frisky teams. I think those two teams play each other this week. Yeah. No. No, wait. Yeah, Texas Tech versus West Virginia. That was one of my notes. I said it could be a good game because they're just both teams who like don't have amazing records, but they play good teams close usually. And then they have Texas after that at Texas, and then they play at Baylor, and then they play Iowa State to end off the year. So the Big 12 is pretty strong this year, and it's a tough schedule for TCU. It'd be kind of crazy if they ran the table, get in the college football playoff.
That'd be
awesome.
nuts.
I love TCU. I toured TCU for college, but I didn't go there.
Yeah, that'd be nuts if they ran the table for it. That was all the ranked games. Do you have any
Max
other games?
Dugan. I love him. He's huge.
Do you have any other games that caught your eye?
Yeah. Baylor versus Kansas. They were 2 teams that were ranked. So it could be a good game. And then Mizzou versus Vandy. Hopefully Mizzou can get a win. And because they had a bye week last week, and during this bye week, Drinkwitz was talking about giving some of the younger quarterbacks looks in practice to maybe get them looks in the game, which I kind of hope they do. And Sam Horn, who was an Elite 11 guy, was getting some looks with the starting team, and I think Tyler Macon was also getting looks. I'm leaning toward they'll probably go with Sam Horn over Tyler Macon if they want to play them in the game. But I hope they do that just to see what you got with the young guy who's supposed to be pretty solid. Because Mizzou's defense is pretty good. Like they held Georgia to not that many points. But their offense has not been amazing.
Yeah. Was that the only other game?
Yeah, try to get that Mizzou in there.
Gotcha.
I think that's it. So I'm kind of looking at it real quick. This Purdue versus Wisconsin game is kind of important because Purdue has the best record in the Big Ten West. The Big Ten West sucks. It's probably why Ohio State wins the championship so easily every year.
Yeah.
But I think Wisconsin is still kind of in it, maybe.
I mean, I think it was last week we talked about. I think it was them two. Nebraska was in there, right? And then somebody
Purdue
else
beat Nebraska last week. So Illinois and Purdue are first in the Big Ten West. Nebraska's 2-2. Purdue and Illinois are both 3-1. So Nebraska's still in it. Illinois, low key, Wisconsin's. Wisconsin's 1-3. They're probably out of it. So, but still, Purdue's got to win to stay in the Big Ten West.
Yeah.
Race.
Yeah, that's a good point. Keep an eye on that one. Right. And then NFL. Let's finish off with our game picks
in the Atlantic Division. That's
okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's finish off with our game picks, and then 3 fantasy studs and 3 fantasy not studs. I need to find a clever name for that. I'm still struggling, man. I did do's and don'ts, and then I did start and bench. But it's not start and bench. It's just like 3 guys that are going to do really good and 3 guys that aren't.
You could do how they say it, boom or bust.
Yeah, that's very
I guess it's kind of copying them because they literally have the boom percentage or bust percentage.
Yeah.
But that's what's kind of my thing is like if it's a don't, they're going to get less than their projected points. If it's a do, they'll get either their projected points or more.
Gotcha. Yeah, so I just saw my own record last week. I did not see yours, but you were catching up with me on the season record. I think you were only 2 games behind me. I was 10-4 last week, so I'll have to double check. And those 4 losses that I had were those 4 crazy upsets. Giants over Ravens, which is I guess is an upset. And then Steelers over Bucks, Falcons over Niners, and what was the other one? Jets over
Jets.
Packers.
Well, I
Yeah.
picked all those too, so I lost all those too. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're really close. So it's gonna be fun. Down the stretch here. We're only halfway through the season, but these
it's sad to
Thursday
say.
Thursday night football this week. Saints at the Cardinals. I got the Cardinals winning this one at home. I
Yeah, I
think the
got the
Saints.
Cardinals. See how D Hop plays and their new addition, Robbie Anderson.
Yeah,
I think D Hop's gonna make their offense so much better.
yeah, they
But
did not
also the
look
loss of
good.
Hollywood Brown isn't good. So
Mm-hmm. But they did not
um
look good last week against Seattle
also they
at
don't really
all.
have their running back now is Benjamin, I think.
Yeah.
Instead of because James Conner's hurt, so that probably doesn't help.
Mm-hmm.
But D Hop's just literally could be considered the best wide receiver in the game. He's one of the best catchers for sure, and he's going to be a huge piece. And he's on my fantasy team. Finally, got to start
There you go. The Falcons at the Bengals.
him.
Two teams, 3-3. I got the Bengals in this one at home.
My note for this is I said low key Falcons versus Bengals may be a good game. Um,
Shoot, every Falcons game has been competitive. They could be 5-1 right now.
they've covered this. They've had the streak covering the spread, and so I'm going. Well, they could cover and still lose, but
Are
what
you
the
picking
hell?
Falcons?
Yeah, why not?
Let's go.
I got
Love the
another pick
upsets.
later that you'll probably think is a stupid pick, but I
All
have
right.
my reasons.
I got you. The Lions at the Cowboys. So I'm looking at this as a WW for me. Because I'm gonna pick the Cowboys to win. So if they win, I continue a good record here for the season. If they lose to the Lions, which I think it would be a crazy upset, it's also a W. So I'm gonna go Cowboys win this one.
Yeah, Cowboys. Dak's gonna be back. I think the offense is gonna be home in. Zeke looked amazing on Monday night.
You guys just digged a hole on Monday on well, Sunday night, I guess, right?
Yeah, I will say all these Eagle fans are like getting pumped that they beat us, but me as a Cowboys fan, I'm honestly happy with their performance.
Yeah.
Cooper Rush, our backup quarterback, threw 3 interceptions, and we only lost by 9 points.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'll take that.
Shoot, you got down to like three, I thought, didn't you?
uh,
At one point, I think it was 2017.
I don't think so.
No.
They didn't really score that much in the second half either, I don't think.
But
But
no, I mean, Philly fans are on cloud nine right now. The Eagles are 6-0. The Phillies are playing well.
I'm
So
on San Diego.
yeah, for real.
Flyers
Um,
suck.
a really g-
76ers don't do good.
a really interesting matchup this week is Colts at the Titans. I think has a lot of say in what the division
Yeah, it's a
played out to
huge
be.
game for the AFC South.
And so I picked the Titans. No, I picked the Colts whenever they played in Indianapolis. This time in Tennessee, I'm going with the Colts again. I'm just gonna pick. It hurt me last time, but I'm gonna pick it.
I'm going Titans. Derrick
Okay.
Henry, feed him.
Yeah. Also, I'm really hoping. I mean, I'm relying on JT. I'm expecting him to be back for this one
I
because
think
if
he's
he's
back.
not,
Yeah,
then Matt Ryan last week had to throw like 65 times
I
because
know.
they that didn't have Hines or
I think the
JT. But
Titans' defense is a little bit better than the Jags, maybe, but I really
yes,
don't know.
yeah. The Packers at the Commanders. Commanders without Carson Wentz now. He's been, along with Russell Wilson, the most hated player in football. Kind of crazy to me,
I
but
don't know if Carson Wentz is the most hated. He's just
I
kind of
feel
turned into
like
comedy now.
he's so like I don't know. I think he's so overhated. I really think he is. But they have was Taylor Heineke? Tyler Heineke? Ta-
Taylor Heineke.
Taylor Heineke. And so I think he's such a gritty, tough quarterback. Um, I am gonna go Packers in this one, but could be off on this one.
Oh, I'm picking Commanders. Taylor
Was this
Heineke just has something special about
was
him.
this the upset you were talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah. I
the
mean,
previous third string Battlehawks quarterback.
yeah.
Um, I don't know, just the way he plays. He just runs around and makes plays. And
Hmm.
I was in our fantasy do's and don'ts. I was about to put like Terry McLaurin as a don't, but then I'm like, wait, Terry McLaurin went off last year when Taylor Heineke was playing, so
Hmm.
he's not on either
Yeah.
my do's or don'ts. But
Yeah.
I was like, Taylor Heineke's a good quarterback, and he plays pretty good, and he makes some crazy plays.
That's
They
funny
kept
you
it
say that.
interesting against the Bucks in the playoffs.
Yeah. I mean, that's funny you say that because Terry McLaurin was the guy I was thinking about that too. I just think with Jair Alexander on him, that's going to be really a tough matchup for
Throw
him.
it to
But
Curtis Samuel, John
exactly.
Dotson.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, the Commanders, keep an eye on that game. That could definitely go one way or the other. The 3-3 Bucks at the 1-5 Panthers. Good Lord, if the Bucks choke another one this week, I do have the Bucks winning this, but man,
Oh yeah, Bucks. Who's even
the
starting for the Panthers?
did you see PJ Walker didn't throw a pass in, ahead of the line of scrimmage this week?
I did see that. Yeah,
Unreal. The 5-1 Giants. That's kind of odd to say. At the 2-4 Jags. Now, I said last week if the Giants beat the Ravens, I'm in on the Giants, and I am in on the Giants. But with that being said, they have a couple. If you see me on YouTube, I'm putting quotation marks around it. Easy games coming up. You get the Lions, you get the Seahawks, and some people are saying the Jags are an easy game. With all this being said, this is a long, long little intro to my final pick here. But
long monologue.
Yeah, I do have the Jaguars winning this one in Jacksonville.
Same. You took my
I knew,
thunder.
I
Screw
knew,
you.
I knew you were gonna pick it.
Well, it's a division rival. Yeah, I'm going to pick against them. I don't want them to win. I think the
Yeah.
Jags are going to get it. The Giants think they're riding high after beating the Ravens, think they're hot stuff, and they're going to come down here, and the Jags are going to whoop them.
The 2-4 Browns at the 3-3 Ravens. I got the Ravens in this one pretty handily.
I think this is going to be a good game, a
Yeah.
big AFC North battle. It'll be a close game if Kevin Stefanski will hand the ball off to the Chunt attack.
I was waiting for it.
My boy, he didn't hand it. They got it down against whoever they played last week. I don't even remember, the Patriots, and then they just didn't hand it off to Chubb. So hand it to Chubb, and you will be okay.
There you go. The Jets 4-2.
So with that said, Browns. I'm going Browns.
Oh yeah, you didn't even make the pick.
Yeah, I
did you?
kind of forgot
Browns.
about that.
I did too.
Yeah, why not? These picks
okay.
don't matter. Browns.
Yeah.
Gotta make up ground. Either make up ground or just get super far behind.
Yeah, there you go. The Jets at 4-2, visiting the 2-4 Broncos. Now coming into the season, wouldn't you have had that switched?
Yes.
I'm gonna pick the Broncos this week, and that's no hate to any Jets fans listening here, but I just have a unbelievably hard time seeing the Broncos start 2-5. I just can't picture it.
I'm gonna pick the Broncos because of defense.
Mm-hmm.
And a note I put on this could be a very boring game with Russell Wilson and Zach Wilson. Well, two guys with the last name of Wilson. Just put that together. Who really aren't that good. Zach Wilson hasn't played that great. Russell Wilson, don't let him cook. That's all I gotta say. Those memes are so funny when they're like, "Don't let Russ cook," and it's like a bowl of cereal, and they just put like a raw hot dog in it.
Yeah, I see those all over the place. The Texans versus the Raiders. Both teams coming off a bye last week. 1-3-1 Texans, 1-4 Raiders. I got the Raiders in this one.
Raiders.
It's got to be right.
Yeah, it's got to be. If the Raiders lose, you got to fire the coach they just hired.
Oh
Josh
yeah,
McDaniels.
The 4-2 Kansas City Chiefs. Thank you, Buffalo Bills, for last week. Thank you so much. At the 3-3 Niners. Now the Niners let me down last week, and both a good and bad way because obviously Seahawks are right there with them currently. But I picked them last week against the Falcons. Being in San Francisco, I don't want to say primetime game, but like the 325 game, it seems like those are like
You're gonna pick the 49ers, aren't you?
I am. I am. But I think like those game, not prime time, but like where they say it's like game of the week, you know. I'm picking the Niners.
It's probably gonna be on it should be on Fox, I think. I think Fox
Yeah.
does it if the home team is NFC. Thank God.
Yeah, it should
Tony
be.
Romo's really good at his job, and I know a lot of people don't like him, but if he left, he'd be really bad. But I like Tony Romo when he's not doing a game for the Chiefs because
Agreed.
But with that said, I'm going Chiefs. The 49ers, I think, have some injuries on defense.
You surprised me. I thought you were going to go Niners.
No. The Niners piss me off because they abandoned the run too. Jeff Wilson fumbled, and they're like, "Oh no, we can't hand it off anymore." That's like your whole strategy is run.
Yep.
But I could easily see the 49ers win. My note is it's a big game to see where each team kind of stands. Really, this
Very
could
true.
be a low key. It could be a Super Bowl matchup.
Very true. A rematch. Yeah. The or I should say my 3-3 Seahawks. What a tremendous somebody. What did I say in the live the other day? I
Chargers. Let's
said
move on.
I am going Chargers as well, but um, so I said somebody in the live the other day how I hate the Chiefs and how you and I hate the Chiefs, and they were like, "Well, you're a Seahawks fan." I'm like, "There's no way on earth that you just compared the Seattle Seahawks to the Chiefs, where the Chiefs are Super Bowl contenders, and I am on cloud
The
nine."
Seahawks did have a run for like a long time of being in
Yeah,
the playoffs and really
very
good
true.
records.
Very true. Yeah. But I mean, coming into the season, you and I both agreed, along with everybody else, it was going to be a long year, and it still might be. But 3-3 through 6 games, Gino has been extremely efficient, like you mentioned last week or last episode. But yeah, with the Chargers, kind of a gutsy, grinded out win, ugly football game win on Monday night. Keenan
That
Allen
was a
should
boring
be.
game.
It was. Keenan Allen should be back this week. Everything I'm reading. So yeah, I'm
Mhm.
going Chargers as well.
Your sources say that he's going to be back.
What do you mean?
Your sources, like
Oh, my
my
sources.
sources, tell me that.
Oh, oh yeah, yeah. I didn't hear sources. Yeah, my sources tell me that. On Sunday Night Football, the 2-4 Steelers at the 3-3 Dolphins. I put Fins, and I was about to say Falcons. Bet the Dolphins, and the biggest storyline in the NFL, I think, this week: Tua's return to the football field, and I got the Dolphins in a big one in this week. Watch Tyreek and Jalen Waddle go nuts.
Well, Tyreek Hill will go nuts with
Yeah,
a high school quarterback as
yeah,
playing.
yeah.
As he had some crazy stat, or he had how many yards did he? He had like 175 receiving yards last week.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think the Dolphins are going to win, and I
They've
think the
got to.
Dolphins defense is going to play better too with a better quarterback and then being able to stay on offense. They won't get as tired.
I completely agree. And then on Monday Night Football, the 2-4 Bears. Why are the Bears constantly in primetime football? Can somebody
This is
please
a
answer me that?
bad primetime game.
It is. And they
But
are
hey,
at the
Zappy's a fun name to say.
oh
So
yeah. Oh yeah. They are at the New England Patriots, who are 3-3, and I got the Patriots in this one. By quite a bit, actually. I see a very similar Lions Patriots game from a couple weeks ago.
yeah, I'm going Pats. And I want to see if Zappy keeps improving. He's improved every single game so far. And I think if he puts another good performance, Mac Jones, sorry, buddy. Adios.
So
You're the backup.
before we give our three fancy studs and or what'd you call it, boomer bust, um, somebody compared to me. Somebody threw out this comparison in our live.
The Drew Bledsoe, Tom Brady.
No, it was actually Dak and Cooper Rush compared to Mac Jones and Zappy. And I want to hear your input, but I don't think it's even close.
No, Cooper Rush threw over like 200 yards like once
That's what
or
I'm saying.
twice.
Yeah, he's been a great game manager for you guys, but Dak's obviously, if you're going to make a deep run in the postseason, Dak's the guy. But
Dak threw, yeah.
in the Patriots situation, Bailey Zappi's thrown over 300 yards and a couple tutties a week. I mean, you can't take him out.
His first week he didn't, but
yeah,
he's
yeah,
throwing a good completion percentage. What the heck? I'll pull up his stats. Let's find him.
You just see. I mean,
Let's
think
find the
Mac Jones
Zappinator.
I think Mac Jones is a solid QB in this league, middle of the pack guy. But I don't. You can't. I mean, they've won. I think they started off 1-3, right, and then they've won these last two with Zappy. So,
Yeah, these last two, and I think Zappy came in against Green Bay, and they almost won. They lost in overtime.
Yeah. They brought it really close.
Okay, come on, just show me the. Oh my god, I'm gonna find it. I just want to see the game.
But he's been unreal for them, and then obviously Ramondre Stevenson, big week last week, like we predicted. Damian Harris, I keep from my sources, I keep hearing that he should be back as well. What's the Jacoby Myers has been good in the past game for them.
Devontae Parker, Hunter Henry, Jonnu Smith. They got the tight ends. Bailey Zappi was 24 for 34, 309 yards, 2 touchdowns against Cleveland. All right, let's go to the bullet game before against Detroit. Saying this, both these defenses aren't amazing, but against Detroit, he was 17 for 21, 188 yards, a touchdown and an interception. But they ran the ball 25 times and Ramondre Stevenson had 161 yards, so you really didn't have to
Mm-hmm.
throw that much.
Mm-hmm.
And they were just, I think their defense scored some touchdowns too. And then the game before
The
against
Packers
Green
game.
Bay, where she came in the middle of it, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Um,
Because Brian
no,
Hoyer
Brandon
went
Hoyer
down.
started, then Zappy came in, was 10 for
Mm-hmm.
15, 99 yards and a touchdown against the Green Bay's Packers defense that I think is still solid, like good, like
I
pretty
agree.
good.
Yeah.
If you really want to get into, we can go to Mac Jones, which I think. Let me just go to their stats, but I think Zappy's stats are better.
Yeah, they have to be. I
So
would
Mac
think.
Jones has a 66 completion percentage, 2 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Zappy, uh, oh my god, 72.9% completion percentage, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception.
Numbers don't lie. Numbers don't lie. And then our three fancy booms of the week. I actually have Aaron Jones. I know I hated saying that. I have Aaron Jones against Washington. He has 1 touchdown on the year, and I feel like there's going to be some game where he pops off, and I feel like this might be the opportunity. I have and this is kind of a no brainer, I guess. Not a sneaky guy, but Devontae Adams against Houston. Don't they have Stingley, the corner over there?
Yeah, the
But
rookie.
I don't know if they. I'm guessing they would put him on him. But that's going to be a
You don't have
insanely
some teams don't usually just put a corner on to follow a guy. It's like if you come
yeah
to his side or not.
throw different bodies. Yeah. And then
You just double team him.
my third guy is actually CD Lamb for your Dallas Cowboys. I think with Dak being back, I think he's going to have a really good week against a Lions defense that gives up everything. So yeah, those are my three studs.
Yeah, CeeDee Lamb was for me. I think he's going to get a ton of targets like he has throughout the season, but with a guy who can throw better and throw it deeper and just better arm talent.
Yeah, for
uh,
sure.
I think he's gonna have a really good game. Also, I could literally any of the Cowboys. I think Zeke could have a breakout game. He's a sleeper, and also Dalton Schultz. Cooper Rush doesn't throw to Dalton Schultz that much, but last year Dalton Schultz had like a career year, and Dak loved to find him because he was like a safety valve. Um, so if you guys want to pick a waiver wire pickup guy, that's who I would
Mm-hmm.
suggest.
Yeah.
Um, my next one's Leonard Fournette at Carolina. He's been a beast this whole year, and Carolina's not good, so they're gonna give him the rock, throw it to him. He's gonna do some damage. And then Debo Samuel at or against Kansas City. Um, you got to get him involved to have a chance to win. So, and that's what they
Yeah.
do: throw it to him, hand it off to him, do one of those jet sweep pass things. He's just so good.
Yeah, I actually love your picks this week because I was thinking Debo and Lenny as well. Those are really solid picks. My three fantasy busts this week, duds. One is like I think a guy that Mitch Trubisky, where he had a really good game last week where he came in and was really efficient.
Is he even gonna
Moved the,
play?
I think so. I would think he would because he helped them beat the Bucks, and I would think they would
I
roll with
think I
him.
think Tomlin said if Pickett's healthy though, they're playing Pickett.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess keep an eye on that. But I was thinking a lot of people are
If
really high
Pickett's
on him.
healthy, it's a good pick for don't.
Yeah, yeah, facts. But against that Dolphins defense, that's why I was nodding my head earlier when you were talking about the Dolphins defense. Yeah, I don't think that's a good matchup at all for the Steelers. Amon-Ra St. Brown against your Cowboys. I don't like that matchup. I think Amon-Ra has peaked. I feel like you could honestly trade him now and probably get some really good weapons for him. I think that Lions offense, who started out phenomenal, I think they're going to really come down to earth here, and we've kind of already seen it. And my third team is actually, or my third guy is actually a guy who's red hot right now, Brees Hall against Denver's defense. I think they're going to slow him down, and I don't think Brees Hall has a really good week this week. So that might be a surprise because he's been dominating these last couple weeks. But yeah,
Yeah, so mine first one's Amon-Ra St. Brown. I don't think he's not good like you do. I just think they're playing good defenses where it's not really like he's not open. It's Dallas, we have like an amazing pass rush. It's just we're gonna get pressure on Jared Goff where he can't make good throws to him and hit him when he's open. And then my next one's Jerry Jeudy versus Jets. Really nothing about the Jets. It's just Russell Wilson sucks and can't get him the ball.
Yeah.
As there was a picture, it said, oh my
Yeah.
God.
I saw you send that.
It was very funny. I gotta find it. It's
Yeah.
worth mentioning. Okay. Broncos country, I'm blind. And it's three pictures of guys completely wide open right in front of him, and he just doesn't throw to him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I put Garrett Wilson, the receiver for the Jets, at Denver. So a little Jets, Denver wide receiver action. I
Mhm.
honestly couldn't really think of anyone else for a don't. And I'm like, he's going up against the Broncos defense. Uh Zach Wilson hasn't been playing amazing, or at least throwing a lot because he's just been handing it off. If Joe Flacco's playing low key, Garrett Wilson maybe a do, but I wouldn't play him.
No, you and I are on the same page, on the same wavelength, as some would say, this week with our picks. But but no, that wraps up episode 59. We hope you guys enjoy. Go follow all the socials. Go shoot us a DM. We answer all of our DMs there on Instagram. We love talking to you guys, giving you some advice. I'm gonna go check out my Raptors first game of the year here. But yeah, everybody have a great weekend. Enjoy an amazing month of sports that we're having right now. And everybody have a good weekend.
See you guys.